They'll try and start this drive in the air. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit! Detroit!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dancing to it, and right away he lost the football.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
2nd and 10, Stafford again. This is Gordon on the dump off. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Here we go.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Well, now they'll try the end around. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
But not a big gain with that play. But what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early game.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they're going to set up shop at the 28. 7-yard line.
Can we get some forensics done here? Because I need to figure out.
What, on that ball?
Yeah, on the ball, on the guys carrying the ball. What's going on? Back-to-back drives, back-to-back fumbles. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're coming out here to play in the NFL.
I don't think the coaching staff thinks it makes a whole lot of sense either.
No, maybe there'll be changes, but if nothing else, there will be a few stern talking tos, that's for sure.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Here's Stafford now on second down. And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and doubled a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to...
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Terrell Basham, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
He'll look to throw. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll bring up a second down.
Set. 260.
Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Andrew Sendejo in on the stop.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Monday.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Melvin Gordon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Prater for the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And out now come the Vikings. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going up top. And that is caught. One-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A gain of 39 that time.
Tell the truth, partner. You didn't think he was coming down with that one, did you? Come on, tell me the truth.
No, I didn't. I'll tell you what, though. A one-handed grab of that length. Talked about giving your team a little juice.
Oh, big time. I mean, everyone's going to be excited about that one, whether you're on the field or not. It permeates its way through the entire team, and I can't wait to see what they do on the next down.
A good pick up there, 26 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. The quick slant caught. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd and goal.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Yeah, partner, they went a little conservative, didn't they? And they ended up marking it short. And now I wonder, will they even do it again on 3rd down?
They come out here in the eye. Here is Cook on 3rd and goal. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Forbath able to convert the extra point. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So out now come the Lions. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now a first down throw. Stafford trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. From the gun, here's Stafford. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And able to work his way down to the 16. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 4th down. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for Minnesota. 43 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Stafford now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Stafford steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go. It's caught inside the 25. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there for Detroit. 44 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
10.
From the red zone now, Stafford going underneath for Gordon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got it first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
He's going to get it running right. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Melvin Gordon with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Lions are in for 6. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, second down. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Incomplete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. It's caught. Shepard. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. They'll look to throw here. And Rudolph has it left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? What a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for him.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down.
Over! Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39. Gone.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They'll drop the throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. So a minute 55 to go in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Flushed to, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jalen Reeves-Maybin in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Back to throw here. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of routing, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. He'll drop to throw. And Rudolph has got it. The big tight end for a Viking touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. So here come the Lions now. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Stafford on 1st down. Smith catches left side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. On 1st down, Stafford here. Throwing deep for Galladay. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to the air. Stafford on 2nd down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
From the 50, Stafford. He's going to air one out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney!
They start the drive with Cook. And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. So he comes out of nowhere. He's got this handlebar mustache, greasy hair. And he says, would you rather eat a jar of mayonnaise or 3 sticks of butter? And I'm well, all right, never mind. 3rd quarter action now. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, go here! 21!
On second down, here's Stafford. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Throwing on third down, Stafford. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Fielded just inside the 20. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. They go play action here on 1st down. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Anderson Dejo.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Melvin Gordon, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. So now Stafford will bring up the Lions, and they'll go for 2.
Real right, real right.
They're going to give it to Gordon. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action.
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
A'Shawn Robinson there on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On second down, Cook. And he powers his way up past the 30. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
He'll look to throw, and he's able to find Diggs. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down.
Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56.
Looking to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
The Vikings on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And an alley to run. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. And a gain there of 11 yards.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Philly, here we go. Gone.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
21. Set. 180.
On 1st down at Stafford. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And that'll be marked down as their 1st sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the 1st half. And now they've gotten their 1st sack here in the 2nd half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Eli Apple up from his corner spot to make the play.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Stafford. He gets it to Brown. Good play. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the 1st. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On the counter, here's Gordon. And he's got this down to the 35. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Melvin Gordon punching it in from a yard away. And the Lions add on to their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick,
Detroit,
just incomplete
Detroit.
that time.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Lets it fly for Thielen. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Vikings on third down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll set up to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Gone!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to wind up and air it out. And no, it's incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. But they can thank their defense for another stop. And now, look at the score, where they got the football. They're looking pretty good. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Anthony Barr in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's going to take another shot here. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, an even 90 yards. And the Vikings have made this now a 1-score game.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen. Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through three quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Well, they go with a slant that time, 15 yards and a first down. Now Gordon on first down. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Here's Stafford now on second down. Now he'll escape, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Anthony Barr in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
21. Jumbo.
Stafford now to throw. Flushed out, and he's going to go down again. Everson Griffin. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going deep for Diggs. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like he said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though.
Detroit! Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. 30, 20, 10. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. So they will set up shop. Excellent field position in the red zone at the 19-yard line.
All right, here we go.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. The busy night continues for Gordon as he gets it here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Ben Gideon in on the stop.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. On third down, this is Melvin Gordon, and he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that'll push the lead up to 8. Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And with flags down, he's up near the 40. But it looks like this one might be coming back. So that will push him back.
And now we know why you have a little extra space to run, don't we? No legal block in the back. That penalty will move them back.
Good! Here we go now. Green 39.
He's back to throw. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback under center.
You would just be able to put on one of those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Detroit!
He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Back to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Lucky 56.
Back to throw. And Diggs has it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw. Deep down. It's caught at the 10. And that one results in 35 yards. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. First and goal, a touchdown and a two-point conversion here are musts.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up second down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
He'll get it up the middle, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Clock now under 30 ticks and running. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yeah, the opportunity squashed. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Detroit, the win will move them to 7-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.